Okay. I've been wanting to give this a little play for a while. This is the second PlayStation game I ever played. When I was a kid, when the PlayStation came out, I picked up. I didn't own one for a long time, but I did rent one once, and we rented two games, and one of them was Kileak maybe, the DNA Imperative, and this was the other one. And this game, well, let's just let this go for a minute. That's the one we want. That's the dictionary entry we want. So it took 70 years to build. And it was started in 1983? So this game, well, we'll just let it go. Like, but you can see how old this is. Like this was like one of the really early PlayStation games, and it shows. Yeah, that's a little repetitive definition there. But actually, there's a lot to this game. And surprisingly, despite the fact that it was really old, they actually did a pretty decent job with the English voice acting. This is a long, quiet intro, huh? Anyway. I haven't seen this intro in a long time. So here's the character intros. And it's got a very, like, PC 98 kind of feel to it. Like, everything's a lot of black space on the screen with little windows and stuff. But the localization is actually surprisingly good for a game this early on. I mean, most of this stuff is kind of repetitive, but and so this in this game we'll be playing as James Billington, aka I forget what his nickname. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But he has basically a Valkyrie. Not quite a Valkyrie because there's no flight in the game, but it's like, you know, tank, the middle one, which I always forget the name of, and, you know, like standing up. It's like, wow, look at all the artifacting on the video and stuff. You can tell that they had to, like, you know, basically, like, cut out all the Japanese characters and kind of try to add them back in, add in other English characters. Or at least it looks like it. Like, look at all the artifacting there. Space Griffon VF-9. Oh wow, that's ancient looking. The PlayStation had this mode where it could go to like a high-res mode.
In the year 2148 AD, October 17th, all communications with the moon's largest man-made structure, HAMLET, were lost.
And the PlayStation always looked weird to me in this high-res mode.
HAMLET, meaning a small village, was the property of the huge conglomerate AMAX Factories, whose mainstay was products for the military. At the facilities, development of the moon's natural resources, as well as production of foodstuffs, medical supplies, and military weaponry were being carried out. Because of the confidential nature of the research, the newest security system was installed and constantly being upgraded to completely shut out outsiders.
Because there's lots of those on the moon.
The facilities themselves were designed with living quarters, various factories, farming areas, and natural resource mining facilities to allow them to be completely self-sufficient. 100 years after being in operation, there had been several waves of immigration, and the results were that 85% of water, food, and various living commodities were self-supplied. There were military personnel, factory workers, researchers, miners, and their families living there, making it a huge lunar city with a population,
I don't know, 60, maybe 70 families. It's a shake and bake colony. Oh. Did we really need that long pause? Is this part not going to be read? I'm assuming everyone...
In recent years,
there we go.
there were pure HAMLET residences born and raised on the moon. The moon's minerals, as well as drugs and military weapons difficult to produce on Earth, were being made and exported to the Earth. In addition, lunar tears, which was known as the stone that brings happiness, was very popular on Earth and was making HAMLET more and more known to everyday people.
Very, very credible on that stone that brings happiness line. And they never really tell you what lunar tears are, but I always assume they're like a teardrop-shaped like gemstone or something. And it's like the weird plot point. We'll see. Oh wow, okay. They're just gonna... Wow. Maybe it's loading time. Maybe I have to load the audio.
Then, suddenly, HAMLET completely stopped communications with the Earth. HAMLET not responding to communications. The headquarters at AMAX Factories decided to immediately send in their own private military arm, AMAX Cleaners.
I don't know that I've ever actually sat through this whole introduction. I mean, like, when I picked this game up for when I rented the PlayStation, like, and this was back when Blockbuster was a thing, yeah, like, it had a cool mech thing on the cover, and I was like, okay, cool. And then Kileak, the DNA imperative, had a mech on the cover, and
on October 31st.
What is it with Japanese games and them, like, putting, like, major events on, like, Western holidays? Halloween, the witching hour. It's like, dude, first off, it's 150 years in the future. Second off, it's the moon. Third off, this is a Japanese game. Very much cribbed from Alien here. No, we're trying to land. You're going to need to turn the thrusters on to reduce our velocity. We're going to need to turn around fast. And here is the friggin' title screen. 1995. So compared to like, okay, so there's a couple of different... You can't, like, perfectly change the control settings, but you can... and this is even before DualShock. Okay, so slide, face up, face down, battle mode, fire weapon, move... Square is to select them out here. Left, right, back. Sliding with L2 and R2 instead. Nah, that works. I'm pretty sure I just usually play with controller setting 1. Okay. And this is one of those weird games that was like before, like, they knew how memory cards really were supposed to work. And so the way that this game works is... I don't know if I have any saves here. It takes a little while. Yeah, so... You get 5 save slots, but, like, it's not that each save slot takes 1 block. It's that if you want to save at all in this game, you need to consume 7 blocks, or 8 blocks maybe, of the memory card. Then there's passwords, too, just in case you don't have a memory card. So, like, this is super old. This is, like, super in that transition period where everything was super awkward. But we're just going to start a new game, and we're going to run some of this. Because this game is, like... It's got a lot of memories for me. It was, like, the second... It was the first really good PlayStation game I played.
We've arrived at HAMLET. Can everyone hear me? Our mission is to check this place out. We've got to find out what's causing the irregularities at HAMLET and find out what's happened to the investigators previously sent from our home office. As always, do not contact headquarters or leave your station aside from emergencies. Any questions?
What's happened to the people here?
We don't know any details. The last communications we had were 2 weeks ago, and after that, nothing. Another part of our mission
17
is to
days?
find out why.
It looks like the guard system is still operational.
Yes, most of the other systems are down. Also, the life support systems in all areas are working at minimum.
We might find out more if we can get into the data bank.
That's right. But remember, nothing is normal here. Be careful, whatever you do.
Well, in that case, I've got nothing to worry about, since I've got...
Your lunar tears again? Give me a break, Smiley.
Come on, it's really cool. Hey, since my girl gave it to me, I've been lucky as heck. Oh, or is it that you're just jealous, Maria?
Ha! You're one confused kid.
Hey, cut it out now. Let me introduce our new friend, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Jim Billington has just signed up with AMC. Take good care of him. His call sign is Kid.
Welcome aboard, kid.
We'll call each other by our call signs from now on. Kid and I will check around the civilian shuttle deck. Stormy, you check out the military shuttle deck. Thief, check out the HAMLET security headquarters. Killer and Bighorn, you all head towards the security control room in level 7. That's all.
Roger.
The security system might be malfunctioning. So everyone, turn off your ID signals. If anything happens, use your distress signal when you're in trouble.
Does that mean friendly units won't show on our radar?
That's right. We'll keep in touch through transmissions.
Roger.
All right now, let's get to work.
Roger.
So it's important to note there that the whole thing is happening from Jim/Kid's perspective. His voice doesn't have any of the chatter over it or the beeps and stuff.
Kid, check out this level. I'll take a look at that shuttle. And get some practice using your VF by taking on the guard robots on this level. Got it?
And now we note that everything went to low res all of a sudden. And so it all takes place from the first person perspective for the most, I guess I say all, but for the most part. And so we can transform into different modes and look up and down. And there was no DualShock at this point, so you only had the directional pad. And so you had to, put the up and down looking with the D-pad plus a button kind of thing, which is kind of awkward, but fortunately it's not necessary very often.
Looks like this shuttle belongs to some AMC affiliate. No one's inside.
And then you see that I've got energy and body. Those are basically fuel and damage. And the fuel gets used up by moving around and stuff, and also by using certain weapons. In fact, there's actually a lot of menu stuff in this game. Okay, so I can go here and here's all the different, other characters, so I can call people.
Boss!
What's up, kid? Something wrong? At any rate, go check out the area near you. While you're at it, take on some guard robots and get a feel for your VF. You shouldn't have any problem with any of the guard robots. Got it?
I hope.
Over.
Orig is headed towards the data...
Oops.
Orig is headed towards the data bank on level 7 with Rausen. It's out of the range of my transmitter, so I won't be able to contact them.
So these two will all get the same message, basically.
Stormy.
What is it, kid?
Nothing. I was just wondering about your transmitter.
What's going on with her eyes?
Huh?
Hey, did you have fun, kid?
Oh, thief.
Mark, don't horse around. Do you want me to hit you again?
Hey, just a little joke. Don't get mad, Stormy.
Kid, make sure you don't pick up any of his habits.
Then we've got data. There's actually all kinds of data for all the different oh, and the height will change based on which mode you're actually in, which is kind of cool. The controls are a little bit weird. And some of the names are a little funky, like Anderson. But you can see stats of everybody's stuff, and so here's the weapon screen. Right now we're equipped with a beam gun, which will consume energy. As you can see, 10 energy consumed there. What we're going to do instead is we're going to do that, and then that. And the reason I'm doing this is because we're going to... there's no way to refill ammo on weapons, basically. But we'll be picking up a lot of weapons on the way, and we need to keep our inventory as clean as possible. So we're going to try to use up Vulcans and rockets as rapidly, at a reasonable rate. We also have these. You can see that I've already used up some energy just by walking around. But we've got, a couple of restore items, and we've also got armor units for the shield. which I don't know why the shield comes at half strength. Like, it's just weird.
It's a shield reinforcement armor unit.
But we can paste these on the shield. And there's no reason to, like, not do that. And then, let's see. The other thing is that this game actually, if you have a memory card, it has save anywhere capabilities. It's slow, right? But it does work. And you get passwords too. The passwords aren't quite as okay, so we're gonna try this door.
Hold it, kid. From here on is my territory. Leave it to me.
The funny thing you'll notice that, like, the way that the mouth movement thing is set up is that whenever the static sound from them ending the transmission goes, it triggers the mouth movement, and they couldn't figure that one out, I guess. Because I mean, otherwise they did a pretty decent job with the localization. And they must just not wanted to like edit the. I mean, for all I know, it does that in the Japanese version too, right? Okay, so we got that. And so you'll notice that we also don't have a map yet. See that no data up in the corner? So right now...
That's elevator 4. It stops on all floors except levels 2 and 9. I don't need to get on it now.
The layout of HAMLET is actually pretty, like, complex, I guess. It's cool because there's just a lot to... There we go. So, basically we can take out these enemies with a single shot for the most part of the rocket launcher. And since we have 2 of them, we may as well use one up. You see all these little single square rooms. Some of them will have items, which I just wasted another rocket. And so there's repair units. But in actuality, what they don't tell you is that it's actually a few repair units. So, I think it's actually, I mean, I'm not sure, but I think it's kind of sort of randomized a little bit. Not a whole lot of randomization going on, but you also see like the weird like Z buffer effects that happen when you get really close to stuff. Yeah. The other thing that's funky is that the damage of your gun changes depending on which mode you're in. So that's weird, but it's a good way to conserve ammo if you need to. But I don't think it has anything to do with the rocket launcher, so...
Darn, the sensor camera won't send me a clear visual. Boss, can you send me the maps for HAMLET?
All right. Hold on. I'll send it.
Doot. And all the maps are very blocky. But there are some curves here and there, and like some diagonal
This is
stuff.
the complete map set for HAMLET. You might not be able to pick out details with this.
Which means we've got to get the information out of a terminal or something.
Right. You should be able to find the location of a terminal or elevator as you wander around. But remember, don't get careless.
Got it. I'll keep on my toes.
So now we have map data. I need to... There we go. Floor maps. And you can actually see where you're at and all that nifty stuff. Oh, there's something. An object.
Some numbers are printed on it. 21832, 49887, 53260. What could they be for?
They're probably passcodes to something. And rather than switching back and forth, I'm just going to jot these down real quick.
It's a card with 3 5-digit numbers on it. Can't use that here.
Read the numbers.
It's a card with 3 5-digit numbers on it. Can't use that here.
What? Data? Uh-oh. Huh. Okay. It won't let me look at the numbers for some... Oh, I remember why it won't let me look at the numbers. Okay, this is actually a game design thing that they did. It was actually moderately intelligent. Here we go.
A terminal. It says, enter passcode.
And see, okay, so all the numbers will show up here. And so what I can try is I can just try the 3 codes that I have and see if any of them fits. Which is kind of a nice touch. Like, it's not like, oh, it's obviously this code.
Enter passcode.
Nope.
A terminal. It says, enter passcode.
Try the last one. Different sound. There's a little pause there.
Great. It's the floor data to level 1. I'll download it to the Griffon's computer.
This is so old. Oh, you'll also notice level there? Like, you actually gain levels by fighting creatures and stuff. I'm probably wasting ammo on these things, but I don't care that much, honestly. By the end of this game, I always have plenty of weaponry, so it should be fine. This is one of those games that I play through on a somewhat regular basis. Yes. Delicious missiles. Enjoy. You'll also notice that there's like a charge thing that happens when you... What do we got? Ooh, a weapon. See, sometimes the enemies will drop weapons and stuff. And there's a small rocket launcher already. It's like, wait, you mean I get another one just like that? Just like that. That's why I'm going to use these up. Oh, this one only has 10 shots. Whatever. And if I can take out one enemy with each one, right? There's some more repair units. And because resources are limited, there's kind of it's not a very strong like survival aspect to the game, but just a little bit. A small beam gun. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's like the most in-depth survival aspect in a game like this, but for like a mecha game, it's like, oh, I've got to manage my ammo, I've got to manage my energy, I've got to manage my... Here we go. I've got to manage my ammo, I've got to manage my energy, I've got to manage how many items I have on hand. For a game this old, it did a pretty good job. And I kind of like the way that the story proceeds, right? Like, there's lots of cutscenes with, like, people talking and stuff. Like this.
Trouble, boss. The guard system's following our every movement. What should we do?
The guard system must have determined that we're intruders. Until Killer
Which
takes care of the
we
security
kind of
system,
are.
it may attack us. You're permitted to protect yourselves from the guard system, but take care not to damage the HAMLET facilities.
Roger.
Kid, have you gotten a feel for your VF? Now, get down to business. Check out this level. I'm going to check the shuttle's black box. I'm counting on you.
Elevator 1 goes directly to level 9. It's used to carry the raw materials from the mines. I don't need to use it now.
It's a service elevator. Or a cargo elevator. Oh, we got an enemy here. Now you'll notice that the flying enemies don't leave... There we go. Action response level upgraded. So that makes me a little bit stronger in various ways. So it's got a little, like, a vague RPG element to it as well. Oops. That hitting the select button is always going to bug me. Check the floor map. So if we head straight north, we go into a room that has 2 different areas with a bunch of warehouse rooms, basically. And then you'll also notice that the guard robots all have, like, stuff, data. Once I take one out, I get information about it. Now, the way this game works is actually moderately intelligent. Like, you only are going to find items in the places where those green boxes are on the map. Gotcha. You didn't drop anything. What do we got? Power units. I like the fact that they look like old-fashioned fire extinguishers. I don't know. The tech design in this game is pretty decent. Nothing stellar, but you know, gets the job done.
Darn, some guard robots ambushed me as soon as I got to level 7. Now I don't know when I'll make it to the security control room.
You also notice that this game comes out so early that, like, it's back in the day when, like, dialogue in games was all pretty G-rated. One down. Another one here. 2 down. The movement in this game is a little, I guess you'd say it's kind of, like, stiff, I guess? It feels, like, realistic for what you would expect from, like, a giant robot.
This is Stormy. I'm in front of Elevator 5. Elevator 5 doesn't seem to be working. Maybe no power's coming through.
Ooh, an object. Another card.
A card key. It must be for a partition somewhere.
Yep. It's fortunate that we picked that up before we found the partition, because you're free enough that you can go off and, like, find a partition that's locked, and it's like, oh, I gotta find a, you know, I gotta find a key for this partition. And I like the way that the whole thing feels like it's kind of got a plan to it, right? Like, you got these warehouse areas, and each floor has a different purpose, and, like, the elevators have, like, reasons that they go to certain floors and not go to certain other floors. Like, the whole game is pretty well thought out, in my opinion. I don't know. I guess I've never really looked at it too critically. I mean, of course, it's got its plenty of failings. Oh, another weapon. Small Vulcan. Load limit. So when this happens, you basically have to swap out one weapon for another weapon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the small beam gun, and the small beam gun does stay in place, so I can go get it if I need to. It probably won't be necessary. Some glitchery on the map there.
According to the map, the corridor continues on ahead, but it looks like it's a dead end.
I don't need to go here. You sure about that? I mean, it's a dead end in the sense that there's like 5 rooms to check out. I mean, in the end, we'll kind of manage to explore most of this.
A partition with a card slot.
Most of HAMLET?
It won't open without a card key.
Well, then I guess we need a card key. Item. Card key.
It's a card key. That takes care of that.
They did a good job with the recording of the voices. Like, they don't sound gritty or grainy or noisy like a lot of stuff in this era sounded, you know? You've got loading little frame drops here and there. Uh-oh. What do we got? A life form.
Huh? What's that? I'm getting a strange reading. Boss, an unknown object. I'm after it.
Right. Be careful. Don't get lost.
Roger. Found you. The unidentified object. What the? It's humanoid.
And, oh, your weapons can get broken, too. And off it goes. I made it angry.
Oops. Darn.
And off it goes. I can send boss a message.
Boss.
What's the matter, kid? Something happened? I see you've gotten used to your VF. Then it's time to get down to work. Go and investigate this level. I'm counting on you.
No, life form. Life form. Unfortunately, it doesn't let you,
What's up, kid? Are you in trouble?
Trouble, boss. A monster. As I was confronting the monster, the sensor closed the partitions.
A monster? Hey, kid, you're losing it already. There are no such things.
No, really. I've just fought it. It was humanoid. Its muscles were bulging out, and it was bright red.
At any rate, open the partitions and get out of there. You should be able to operate the partition from your machine.
Roger.
There's a lot of that too, where you can.
I need the passcode
you can
for
do
the
a
partition.
thing, and he's like,
The passcode
Roger.
for the partition is
Probably one of these, I hope. Nope.
darn. That's wrong.
We'll try this one. Uh-oh.
Wrong again.
Okay, that one worked for some reason. even though we've already used it. So we actually took some decent damage there. I'm going to try to not use repair units until it's necessary. And there's a reason for that, which I'll explain when we get there. Probably in a couple of episodes. Oh, this isn't actually a... It's interesting the way the frame rate goes up suddenly when you're near the edge of a wall. I guess because the poly count goes down. I mean, the game has a pretty good overall frame rate. Nothing, you know, stellar, but never feel
This is
intolerable
Bighorn.
slowdown.
We're facing a massive assault by guard robots in the security control room corridor. They don't recognize our identification signals. Killer and I will be full of holes at this rate. What's our options?
Our orders from headquarters allow us to use force against anything that interferes with our mission. So eliminate anything that's hostile.
We're trying, but we're badly outnumbered. We'll pull back for a while and regroup.
Got it. I'll join up with you. Kid, I'm going to go and back up Killer. Call if anything happens.
And
You're on your
Bighorn,
own for now, and don't take any unnecessary risks. That's all.
like fighting monsters.
I've been left behind.
It's one of the cool things about this game is that there's always stuff happening with the other characters that like keeps the story moving along, which is kind of nice. We got enemies incoming here. One down. Two down. You can do some dodging. When enemies fire at you, you'll usually have like a sensor beep that shows you, hey, the enemy is targeting you with this weapon positioned here on the enemy, so that's useful. As you saw, I dodged that missile without too much ado. Let's see, we got an item here. What do we got? Repair units. I've played this game a few times, you know, since I picked up a copy of it. I've played it on my PlayStation, and I've played it...
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, here we go.
The security units are starting to move.
Here, too. The military weapons are moving on their own. No one's in them. What? They're firing. Kid, you be careful, too. Something strange is going on.
What was I saying? Oh, that's not good. I don't know how tough this thing is. Oh, 3 missiles. That's not too bad. Yeah, there's always stuff going on with the other characters. And like, I mean, for a game this old, it's surprisingly good. I've played it a few times on, you know, my PlayStation, and aside from having to, like, make a memory card that's basically dedicated to this game because it takes 7 freaking memory slots, like, I don't know, I kind of enjoy this game every time. The control feels good. A little bit of weight to it, you know? But kind of smooth in this mode. Like, in this mode, it's not smooth.
Yipes! What in the world?
What's wrong, thief?
Take a look at this cockpit.
What?
They don't look like they can be reasoned with. If we don't get them, they'll get us. I'm taking them all down.
A weapon, of course. Small beam gun. I guess I can take it because I got rid of that one rocket launcher. And this one's slow, but it has the most like gun capability. So Vulcans and beam weapons will do the most damage in this mode. This one has a little bit more defense and much better movement, This one's focused on movement entirely.
Boss, did you get a look at their cockpit? There are corpses at the controls. We're up against zombies. We'll be clobbered at this rate. What'll we do?
As I said before, eliminate anything that's hostile. Zombies are convenient. Can't get accused of murder.
Hey, don't be a wimp, thief. I've got my hands full here. I still can't get to the security room.
I want some backup myself.
Our escape will be blocked off. Secure level 1 by yourselves.
It's up to us. Thief, kid, we'll have to do something about it. Looks like we'll have to clean out the entire area of hostiles.
Okay, here we go. Incoming.
This is Killer. Sorry about the wisecrack about monsters, kid. That thing appeared here. That thing you described a while ago.
Huh? It's running away.
Why, you...
Don't stray off, Killer. You've got to get to the security control room.
Darn, this place is just plain screwy.
Stormy, Thief, Kid. Some damage to Hamlet is unavoidable. Eliminate all hostiles. Purge all enemies.
Roger. You heard that. Watch your radar and eliminate all enemy units.
Roger.
You know who Killer's voice reminds me of a little bit, now that I'm thinking about it? Isn't his name Ken Foree, the guy who played Peter in Dawn of the Dead? Original Dawn of the Dead? Good Dawn of the Dead? Better Dawn of the Dead. The remake wasn't that bad. There's a lot of stick and move and kind of stuff going on in this game. So this is nice when enemies drop power like units, power units or repair units. It's very nice. You may have noticed that when I got close to the enemy, like all my weapons went slower, and that is an effect that I don't understand in this game. It's like somehow when you're close to the enemy, it takes longer for your weapon to reload. It's a weird effect. I don't know, but like it is an effect, and so it helps to stay right on the edge of detection with enemies as long as whenever possible, basically. Power unit. Get unit. The other thing is... Oh, let's see here. You can only store, like... There's 3 digits here, but I think you're, like, limited to, like, 80 or something of them. So... It's good to keep an eye on that and make sure you're not, like, just missing them by not being able to grab them. So we got 2 more enemies in this next room. If we look at the map... So there's basically 2 ways in there. Okay, so that's our last rocket launcher. So we're gonna see how it slows down? 1 down. Oh, there's an item. I have to kneel down to get it. Mid-sized beam gun. So that's a good weapon for us to have. But we're gonna try to use up some of this Vulcan ammo first. Oh, oh. Got him. Oh.
Hey, why is the enemy gathering around me?
Look, we're driving them in that direction. Stop your whimpering and be a man, will you?
My laser's power is starting to drop. Kid, I need some backup.
And then he gives us a location. That's kind of cool, right? It's like, here's your place that you're trying to go. So we're gonna go help Thief out. What do we got? It's like one enemy. Oh, it's actually a pretty big one though, huh? Careful. You can shoot down missiles if they have missile weapons. It's very old school. Alright, cool. Cleared out the enemies. Dropped a unit of some sort? Not for the shield. And now we should be able to get Thief out of there.
I'm saved. Thanks, kid. Having these lunar tears saves you just in the nick of time.
Stop clinging onto that charm for everything. Aren't you ashamed that you had to be saved by a new recruit thief?
This is Boss. I've just reached the security control room. What's your status?
We've just finished our house cleaning.
I see. After checking out the security control room, we found out that the self-defense systems in certain areas all over HAMLET have short-circuited. The partitions won't operate normally either, and the guard robots are out of control. Looks like we're in for a little war.
I thought it would come to something like this.
At any rate, we must continue our search for the investigators from headquarters and for any survivors. Divide up and search the upper levels. You may destroy anything that gets in your way, be they guard robots or security forces. Fuel shouldn't be a problem. You should find more than enough if you look around. After all the guard robots are taken care of, Killer and Bighorn will check out levels 5 and 6. I'll take a look at the recent records for HAMLET in the databank. I've got a feeling that something's behind all of this.
Roger.
All gates secured on level 1. No mechanical readings or life form readings in all blocks. This level has been purged.
The atmospheric level is stable. It looks like we can get out of our machines. It'll be nice to get out of the cockpit and relax. How about it, everyone?
I'll vote for that. I was getting bumped around so much in my cockpit that I'm sore all over.
And so that's the end of the first chapter, basically. And we have a nice little cutscene.
What an eerie mist. Could this be what's causing the sensors to malfunction?
But this is better than being stuffed into that coffin of a cockpit.
Looks like you've gotten used to battle, Jim. Not bad for a little boy.
I enjoy the compliment, but could you cut out that little boy remark?
What a hack job this is. We come all the way to the moon and we have to destroy ally robots. And to boot, we're fighting zombies. Oh yes, I checked out elevator 3 a while ago and it doesn't seem to stop on certain levels.
Each elevator might have a specific purpose. Oreg and Rausen will most likely check out the lower levels for us. What will we do?
Level 2 is residential, and Level 3 is agricultural, and was used for research. These are about the only levels that we can get to now.
Okay, I'll check out level 3. I might find a way to get to level 4 and the lower levels from there.
All right, we'll take level 2 then. Jim, come with me. The residential section is huge, so let's divide it up.
Watch out, Jim. Maria has a really mean temper.
Smiley, you don't want to go home alive, do you?
A joke. Hey, I'm trying to brighten things up.
I don't find any humor in that. If you value your life, you'll choose your words more carefully, Smiley. We're off, Jim. If we slack off here, who knows when we'll get back to Earth.
Hey, wait up for me!
We'll take elevator 3 down. Come on.
And so we hop back in, and we teleport to the correct place. We didn't get to explore all the rooms, but oh well. This is kind of cool too. Like, they actually have doors for all the... Like, the elevators are actually modeled properly. They all have doors for the floors where you can get on and get off, but no doors for floors where you can't, and all kinds of stuff like that. So, it's pretty cool.
It doesn't look like we can enter the north or east sections from here. It also looks like some areas in this section have collapsed. We should try to log on to a computer terminal to get the latest information on this floor.
The map boss sent us doesn't mark out elevators and other details.
I'll go and search the south section. Kid, you go check the west section and be careful.
You be careful too, Stormy.
So, like, for a PlayStation game of this era, like, the scripts are usually total garbage, right? Like just garbage. But, like, the script in this game is not terrible. I mean, I would say that it's not amazing, but, like, they do a pretty good job of, you know, having the characters sound relatively natural.
Enter passcode.
And we've got passcodes. Nope.
Oh, I need to enter the passcode. What's the passcode? Maybe I should ask Maria.
What?
What's up, kid?
I want to download some information from the terminal, but I don't know the passcode. Do you know it?
I've been trying to crack the code, but I found out only 4 of the 5 numbers. The first 4 numbers are 1163. I just can't figure out what the last digit is.
Is there any way to find out the passcode?
Well, could it be faster just to try and guess the last digit?
All right, I'll try it out.
Give it your best shot, kid.
Roger.
This is kind of cute, right? Like, just... I have 4 digits, but I can't figure out the last one. Why don't you just guess it?
A terminal. It says, enter passcode.
And then it even shows up there with a question mark. So, 4. So, like, if you feel like it, you can hop in here and try this,
A terminal.
you know, umpteen times.
It says, enter passcode.
If I remember correctly, the correct code is this. And so in theory, if you just went from left to right, you get it on your first try.
Great. It's the floor data for level 2. I'll download it to the Griffon's computer.
That is the second floor. We're going to head west. But I think we're going to do it next episode. So, while we're here, let's save up. Put it over in slot 5. And it's slow. It's a PlayStation game. And that'll do it. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Space Griffon VF-9, Episode 1. And yeah, I enjoy this game. And, you know, it's got enough of a fun story thing going on that I hope you'll enjoy it too. So thanks for watching. Catch you all next time.